and welcome to Beyond the First Response. It's Christy Lister here with my co-host, Robyn Michael, and we've got a little someone famous here with us.
This is our first celebrity.
YouTube famous.
Not celebrity.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they all say. I'm not a celebrity. Whatever. Jason Patton with Fire Department Chronicles. How are you today?
And excellent. How are you guys?
Good. So a shout out to Rockford, Illinois. We were talking before we started. I'm in Illinois, and you guys do have is it Firehouse Coffee?
Fire Department Coffee.
Fire Department Coffee.
Yeah.
Shame on me.
Yeah. Yep. Fire Department Coffee. We actually been around for 6.5 years. Established 2016. But it's been an amazing journey. I'm the vice president and part owner of Fire Department Coffee. And it's amazing.
Fantastic. We have Badge Brew is one of our sponsors. They are actually in Illinois as well. It's an Illinois cop. In Evanston, Illinois cop started it. And it's phenomenal. So we'll have to have a coffee taste off sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, we obviously, in some way we're competitors, but we believe that anyone that's a first responder owned company, we love it and we think it's great. We think anyone that's able to run a coffee company, being a first responder, it is not easy. So we definitely think it's incredible.
Absolutely. So thanks for what you do in that. And coffee keeps us all going.
Yeah.
More times than not.
And that's kind of your reason for starting Fire Department Coffee, right? I was looking at the About section on your webpage, and I thought that was cool because, there's another, so I'm out in California in the Bay Area, and Alameda County Fire Department, there's some firefighters that we have a coffee department. We have a same thing, coffee company out here too, run by firefighters. And I'm like, why is this a thing for firefighters to do these coffees? So I get it. It's because it's what keeps you awake. And I remember my husband, Eric, he told me one time there's a coffee, is it called Bustelo? That's like supposed to be like gasoline, basically. He's like, no, you do not want to ever drink that. Because I saw it in the store. I'm like, what is this stuff? No, don't ever drink that. So that was like my
unless it's like 3 a.m. and you're driving across country, that might work.
Yeah,
that's actually so we just all of our coffees, wonderful flavors, bold taste, all the fun stuff that you want, and the wonderful caffeine that kind of keeps you going. And we've come out with some incredible extra strength type. We worked with CJ Miocic, former UFC heavyweight champion. That was double the caffeine that you would typically get in a cup of coffee, which was amazing. We loved it. It was very tasty, very strong. If you want to stay up for just infinity, just get a few cups of that, and we keep it going.
Good.
Take 2 blood pressure medicines that day.
Yeah. I also love the artwork that's on your packaging. Is that something is there someone famous also that created that, or did you?
Yes. It all came from Michelangelo. It was we brought him in.
Amazing.
No, we actually so Brad Flaherty is the person behind all of that artwork. He's incredible. He's worked for huge brands. He actually designed the UFC heavyweight champion belt a while ago. So this guy he's extremely talented. He is very good at what he does, and he's the one that's behind all the packaging. And what's funny is, so we would do these big pitches to get into retail, and we would do this kind of like a roulette of speed dating is what I would call it, of pitching to different retailers and stuff. And I would get 8 minutes to sometimes 5 minutes to pitch to these companies, go through the entire history of our brand, everything. And at the very end of it, they would all say the same thing. There were 2 things. They would say, how much coffee have you consumed today? Because it was just an absolute crap show, me spitting stuff as fast as possible. They say, and who designed your packages? Because they're awesome stuff. We're very proud of it.
Have you always been able to talk that fast?
No. I mean, I guess I've always been the class clown. I can say that 100% from being from birth. Speed talking has come, thankfully, with the business.
Got it.
It helps. It's sales, right?
Yes.
You got to talk somebody into it quick before they realize what you just said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's elevator pitches are extremely useful in business. That's what I've learned.
Yes, they are. 30-second elevator pitch. Don't
Oh,
give it all to them in 30 seconds. Otherwise, they have no reason to call you.
Yep.
That's
Well,
awesome.
we're excited. So we always have an icebreaker, but I'm curious because I'm on the police side. So I'm on the Blue Help side of First Help. And I was actually having this conversation. Oh gosh, it was a couple weeks ago with, no, it was last week actually. I was with the Metro Police Department in Chicago, and I was talking to their peer support group, and we just got talking about firemen,
Mhm.
EMT, and of course the
Really?
joking begins, right? But right, shocking. I'm always curious. Do you prefer the recliner that automatically does it itself?
Mm,
Oh
Or is it
my
much
God,
quicker to do it where you just pop that bad boy up and you're out?
yeah, manual all day long. You don't need the automatic stuff. I mean, tradition is huge in the fire service, and we love a good manual recliner. It's great. So, what's great is I know when you guys were all talking, as police officers, the same thing we always hear is that the one thing that firefighters and cops have in common is everyone wants to be a firefighter. So that's
Yeah.
just what it comes down to.
when
Just
they
when
grow
they're on
up.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even like a recliner. I like to get up fast. If I get my legs out, then I'm in trouble because I don't have time to just hop and go.
Well, that's it comes with practice. Years and years of just popping out of that thing as quickly as possible. It's you get it. You get it under 2 seconds if you're really really practicing.
I'll have to start practicing. How'd you get fit jumping out of a recliner? All good.
Core strength, Christy. Core
Right,
strength.
core. That's what I got to work on. I'll have some
Yeah.
coffee, the extra gasoline
Mhm.
coffee, and I will be
Mhm.
flying and get my stuff done.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So I
Excellent.
saw your coffee in Safeway, actually, the Safeway down the street from me. That was like, oh, wow. Okay. I was thinking maybe Whole Foods or something,
No, we just got into all it's 2,500 plus Albertson stores, and then there are
Amazing, yeah.
people that which is very cool. Myers as well, and just rapidly expanding across the retail market. Which we started off as a direct consumer, so e-commerce, everything was online. We're just selling directly to people, which was incredible. Then we actually got some non-traditional partners like Mako, which was very cool. We were very happy to have that. As a former mechanic, it was very cool to see our stuff go on there. So I've purchased off of those trucks at some point in time. And then getting into retail was fun. It is not easy. It is not for the faint. It is definitely an experience, and we've had a lot of blast. And hopefully over the next couple of years, you'll see us in every major retailer across the United States.
Were you actually for Albertsons? I know their headquarters are out here, I think. Were you talking to people out in the Bay Area?
You talk with everyone is because
Okay.
most of the time it goes into the distribution areas. Like it's not often that they take you and put you in all their distribution centers.
Okay.
Typically you start up in regions, and then if you do well in that region, it'll expand you slowly across. But Albertsons was absolutely incredible. They stepped in and said, "We believe in your brand. We believe in the give back, and we want to support you guys as much as possible." And they put us in everywhere, and we've thankfully been doing very well, so they're happy.
Cool. Yeah. And the reason I asked that, so I actually came from retail before my life took a drastic change, but I worked for Macy's on the for a very, very long time. So a little bit different selling shirts and pants than food, I assume, but a lot of people, because lots of layoffs and stuff out here. So a lot of people went over to Albertsons, so that's why I know some.
I'm sitting here Googling Albertsons near me because we don't have an Albertsons, but it's our Jewel Osco.
Yeah, I guess Jewel Osco for you guys.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, we have Kroger around here too. Well, in Illinois, just not in the Joliet area, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna have to go over to Jewel.
Albertsons. Yeah.
I think they did. Yeah. So that means that you'll be coming to Mariano's then, because I think Kroger's owns Mariano's.
We haven't gotten Kroger's yet, so hopefully they will jump on board. It's been very successful so far across all the other retailers that we've been involved with.
Good.
So hopefully they see the writing on the wall and bring us in.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Well, you do so much. So if anybody, any of our listeners do not know, you have to check out Firehouse. Oh my gosh, I said
Fire
it again.
Department.
Fire Department. I don't know why I keep saying house. Fire Department Chronicles. And it's
Yeah.
humor. So when I was doing a little bit of our social media for First Help, I was reposting and sharing those because you got to have humor in life in general, but especially as a first responder and their family, right? So
Oh yeah.
Robyn and I are the family side, which I believe you already know, and any humor. And my kids and I, it's scary how dark humored we are, and it's
Mhm.
also really funny. People are like, well, that's not okay. I'm like, I don't really care what you think. It's who we are. It's who I've always
Yeah.
been. Darn it.
No, listen, dark humor, I mean, it's proven to be healthy. It's good for processing things. It's very, very helpful for kind of removing the power of an event that happened, whether it was personal or you witnessed it or whatever it was. We always say, be sensitive to other people and maybe not drop the dark humor in the middle of the call. That's probably not a good idea. But it's a great thing. It's a great thing for all of us. At some point in time, we're laughing, because of what we just saw. I personally have always found it to be very helpful. But the thing I always tell people is, if you're going to put this up on the internet, just whatever you were saying in the station, run it through a real hefty PC filter, and then you can throw it out on the internet.
Right. Right.
So,
That is so true. Yeah.
yeah.
So I was, same as Christy, I've come across the videos and do social media as well for First Help. So definitely have seen everything before. And, but I was like, okay, let me sit here. If you can't tell, I'm getting over a cold. That's why I sound like Marge, since I'm a little bit.
I didn't think that at all, but thank you. Thank you for that visual. I did not think that.
The
I
Family
was just
Guy
going to
wife.
say, oh my God, that's all I can picture now.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Marge.
What was I saying?
I don't know, Marge.
Oh yeah. So I was binging on the Fire Department Chronicles videos and laughing hysterically. And my son, my 13-year-old son, that's a whole nother topic, but he's like, the hell is wrong with you, Mom? So I've got so many questions, but dying laughing because you definitely focus in. I love the videos where you're like, this is a true story. This actually happened. Because
thank you.
I can remember times looking at a lot of them where Eric would tell me very similar stories. Like, oh my God, he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
People are so weird. What is wrong with people?
I tell you, it's definitely interesting. Like, and those have been my most fun videos to make recently, because all these things I have experienced in some way, shape, or form. I'll allow some of the stories. I'll kind of change up some of the details just so no one ever thinks that.
Well, that was one of my questions
about them. Yeah. I mean, I will say that 99% of the premise of what I'm making, that actually happens. These are real things that happen. So, but I like to switch it up just in case. I don't want to I don't want to call anyone out.
Stories you can't make up.
The drunk guys, though. The drunk guy, that was
all of them. All of them. And people were commenting on there. They're like, no, this is one drunk person. It's just stages of the call, and it's so true, because you tend to, and you show up and they're like, you gotta go, bro. And they get in the truck, and the second the button hits the stretcher, they're like, you guys are heroes, man. I love you. All right, cool. Can we get you in the truck? We get them in the truck. And God, actually, the sprinters are less alcohol, and it's more like you bring somebody back from an opioid overdose, and they're like, "Look at you." I had a guy. He's like, "Can I just put my pants on?" I was like, "Yeah, dude. Put your pants on, bro." He goes, closes the door. I swear to God, this happened. He goes. I actually may need to do this video. So he closes the door, and we're just sitting there talking. Right outside the door, and a cop opens up the door, and he's like, "Hey, your guy just ran out the back window." I'm like, they were chasing after him. He put his pants on, got out the window, and then ran out down the freaking alleyway. They were chasing him now. Come on.
So put his pants on before you give him the Narcan.
It's actually the general rule is don't wake them up until they're in the ambulance. That's like the general rule. Just enough to restore breathing, then get them in. We're good to go. But you learn these things as you go. You'll learn the minute details of things.
I remember so that like triggered one for me because he would always tell me about so many people in those stages, whether it's opioid overdose or they're basically doing something that they feel is illegal or they've taken something illegal and they won't tell you what it is. So you can't help them. And he would be like, dude, like, we're not the cops. We're not going to arrest you. We need to know what you took so I can help.
And then, and look, and again, like 99% of us, we're not there to judge anyone. We're just there to help you. Like, hey, just tell me what you took so we can get you going.
I don't know.
It is what it is. I promise you. I can tell you this. I think anyone who ever gets into this field, they should spend one day in a treatment facility, just one day, and just watch, hear the stories of what people tell you. You're like, you know what? I'm not gonna judge them. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, they always wake up and it's what'd you think? Nothing. Like, come on. Like, what you tell me what you I had 2 beers. Beers don't make you stop reading. That's not the way this works, man. So but we get them going and it's all good once we get them off. So
that's hysterical. I'm so glad it's not. So I'm a mortgage lender by trade, and there are stories that I could say. I'm like, I don't even know why you just told me that. Things I don't need to know about you.
Because they know you.
My mom does that. Or my mom is a second line mortgage. Second line mortgages, and she was telling me during right before the big crash, she's like looking at her boss. It's like we can't give them this much money. They make $50,000 a year. Why are we giving them $800,000 as a loan? They're like, just do it. Like, okay.
That's because we went ahead and pulled out a tax return and made it look like they made more. That was happening back then, not now. That doesn't happen now.
Christy.
Yeah. Well, anyone. I don't know. I wasn't lending then.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Right.
I would not be lending today if that was the practice because I couldn't do that. Oh, yeah. The stories. I'm like, well, you just told me your life, so I'm not comfortable giving you a loan now. Thank you.
I would imagine. And that's exactly, she's like, no. Like, she started telling people, like, no, don't do this. This doesn't end well. And
right.
Like,
right.
do it. Okay.
That cash job you have, I can't use that right now.
Yeah.
Put it on your taxes and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So how long have you been a firefighter?
I've been a paramedic I've been in the medical field for 17 years and a firefighter for 15.
Okay.
Same fire department?
Yeah. I actually got fired in 2008 during the crash, when it was really bad. It was a complete hiring freeze. I got very lucky, got picked up with my department, who has been just beyond amazing, and been blessed.
So I want to address, I know you were very open and spoke about in May, you had put out on yours talking about your struggles and making it normal. So I appreciate that because we need to have more people do that, as we know, right? And some of the stories, we think you were talking about your dad's, one of your dad's friends that had taken his life and the kids and leaving them behind. That is one of the toughest things. I think we struggle as the surviving parent with not understanding. I mean, we understand it more so now. The more often we talk and have conversations, I completely understand being in that position because I was in that position. And I didn't tell anybody till after Ken. Other than a counselor, one of the many counselors I'd had prior, I didn't tell anybody else until Ken passed away. And I didn't want that to not be known, because your families struggle too, and our kids struggle tremendously. So thank you for being honest about that. I hope to hear that we have more and more people having that honest conversation, and still you can laugh because you need laughter. Laughter makes you feel good, right? It gets everything in your moving in your body again.
I think a lot of people, the reason they get upset about laughter is they think it's like a disrespect to whoever died or whatever it is. And you always have to respect other people's thought processes and understand where they're coming from. But I think a lot of people, like I know when I'm unable to laugh about something, I haven't processed it appropriately yet, or I haven't been able to move past it. Like that's a big thing. And then there's just some things that are just off limits for laughter or whatever, and that's totally okay. I'm okay with that. But my dad passed away from cancer, and it was a slow, bad death, and it was very traumatic for me at the time. But I laugh about it now. Like we have a couple jokes here and there because my dad would want it that way. I don't make fun of the fact that like he's dead, but we have a joke and we laugh about stuff because that's the way we would want it. My family, we didn't really have funerals. We had celebrations of life when things would happen, because it was a good life, so on and so forth. So, but yeah, I think it's important. I went through a really rough time. It was a really, really rough time, and I two things has happened to me during that. I found out why people commit suicide, regarding like true PTSD or true like PTS syndromes and stuff like that. Like learning about why they do it, and it's a lot of times it's not even they don't even understand what they're doing. Their amygdala is so shot out, and their frontal lobe is shrunk so much that they truly don't understand that shooting themselves or doing whatever it is an actual end of life process. They think it's just going to be a wake up the next day and feel better.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when I was going through my own struggles was I woke up one day, and when it was the end where I truly felt like killing myself, I woke up and had a light bulb moment where I was like, this is it. This is why people do it. Like, cause I can't have this thought anymore. Like I cannot have this same thought on this same repeating song over and over and over again 100 times a day. Like I hated waking up. I remember that the most. Like I hated waking up because I would dream wonderful dreams and then I would wake up and I was right back in reality. So I think it's important to talk because listen, I processed it. I got therapy. I feel better. And now when I have bad days, I accept bad days because bad days are just as normal as good days. And then I'm able to kind of move through life.
Yeah. Yeah. There doesn't have to be more bad days than good, because life happens and we just move forward and it's lessons or lessons that still need to be learned, but you got to laugh about it. You got to.
And I tell people, don't try to wake up to be happy. Wake up to be content. If you're content with your life, then no matter how the pendulum goes, you'll be able to come back to being content and then go from there.
Exactly.
Yeah. What you said about waking up, that definitely resonates with me. And I think that's also for me, like the anxiety thing, because I know I'm asleep, I'm relaxed. Sometimes I look forward to just laying down and going to sleep because I'm not thinking anymore.
Yeah.
Like it physically hurts sometimes the amount of thinking going on and then waking up going, damn it, to start this all over again. Like just feeling exhausted the moment that you wake up.
So is that the benefit of being ADD where you just never stop thinking?
My brain just never stops at any point.
Yeah.
I've learned to like work with it because if I'm writing a script or editing a video or working on a project, I'll like work on it and then my brain's like, let's look at the phone. I'm like, I'm like scroll through social media for a minute and then go right back to what I was doing. I've just learned to kind of flow with the thought because if I try to fight it, it doesn't end well. So
yeah. Welcome. That's why we're the editors. It's the creative side that we walk away from 10 times and realize it took us 20 hours to do something that would take 3.
Yeah. But I've also found that if I force myself to sit down and edit something, then I get aggravated and then it's an unfinished product. But if I just let myself walk away for a little bit, come back to it, 99% of the time I've gained the patience back and I'm able to make it even better. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's the tool that we all talk about. It's like just acknowledging,
Yeah.
I think that's everybody, not just somebody with ADHD. Like that's just normal.
It is. Yeah.
Walk away when you're feeling yourself bubbling up, walk away and go take a walk, whatever you got to do, and then come back to it. Also something you said about, this is just one bad day and there's going to be a good day. Like that's something that I've really started focusing on lately. I've seen a lot of that in social media and it's true. You get caught up in the moment and then you start catastrophizing. But if you can teach your brain to just say, okay, this is just now, it's not going to be like this tomorrow. This is going to pass when I'm hysterically crying for whatever reason that I decide that I'm going to hysterically cry. I'm not going to be crying for the rest of my life. Like this is going to go on for right now. And then it's going to get better. So there's definitely, your brain is so powerful.
It is.
I wish I could go back in time and take a different college course, do more of this stuff because it's definitely interesting.
But now you're doing it. You're
Well, I know.
rerouting your brain now.
That's true. So the videos that you do, is that your way of kind of processing some of this stuff? How did you start doing that?
It just came from like messing around with the guys and girls in the station, having a good time. Like that's what it started off as, and it blossomed into something very cool. Not in a billion years that I thought it would have gone as far as it did, and it's just been very, very cool. The biggest thing that I appreciate about this is, people say like celebrity stuff like that. I just think I'm well known in my industry, and that's what I think is cool, and it's a fun thing. But it has become much more than like people recognizing me. We have a talking point immediately if somebody recognizes me from the videos, and whether they're in the field or not, it's just a fun thing to someone go, man, I love your videos. They're like, oh, cool, man, what do you do for a living? And then I'm able to just get to know people all over the place. And if they are firefighters or paramedics or first responders in general, it's just really, really cool because everybody, no matter where you are, no matter what language you speak, every video I make, someone has done that exact call just in a different place. And it's so cool to know it's everywhere,
Someone may be on the other end of that call.
Yeah. I've been on the other side of 911 a few times, and I've been sitting there going, "Geez, if we take a long time." Like it feels like forever. It's 4 minutes, but it just feels like 19 years before somebody gets there. So it's fun.
Yeah. Well, it's bad when So Christy knows this. About a month ago, 2 months ago, my back went out. For the first time.
Oh, nice.
I've never had that happen. And like I was stuck on the floor. God. I mean, the only thing I can equate it to is labor pain, which you would know nothing about, but it's like, I'm sure maybe you've gone on a call, so you do know something about it. I don't know.
I'm okay with never experiencing labor pain.
No. Well,
ever.
Back spasms are definitely labor pain. And I was like, so it's me and my 13-year-old here. I'm on the board for our local fire department. And I'm like, I can do this. I'm going to get up. So he helps me up. And then, a few seconds later happens again. I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? He's freaking out. Like I'm stuck at this point. I'm in the garage now because I'm thinking that I can actually drive somewhere. So I'm stuck. And he's like, Mom, you need to call 911. I'm not calling 911 because all of those guys that I am technically their boss are going to come here and make fun of me. So no, we're not doing this at all. So that's stuff. Like I was going to be a Fire Department Chronicle video and I'm not, that's not happening.
No. I'm telling you, well, like I've seen a lot, some of the videos that I made are truly about me. Like my first experience with, so I've seen so many people slip and fall and like poop and vomit and blood and just like bust their butt. And we're like, like, are you doing? Yeah. And then we move on. But my first, like that video about the like poop and vomit everywhere, that was truly about me. And that was 100% about me the first time I got food poisoning. And I never got food poisoning, so I didn't understand that if you're naked when you're throwing up, it doesn't end well for the rest of your bathroom.
No.
So my girlfriend at the time showed up like the next day, and it's like what's it, Jackson Pollock painting, and it's just bad.
It's like what's better on the floor? I'm not sure.
But it wasn't just on the floor; it was everywhere.
Which side should be on the toilet?
Oh God! And she's like, I was like laying on the couch, I was like, oh, this is so bad. I'm feeling better. She goes, I'm gonna go clean up your bathroom. I'm like, no, do not go in that bathroom.
Look away.
No, not okay.
Like a scene from The Exorcist in your bathroom.
Yeah, except
but
the
not
other way.
Throw up.
But not throw up.
Yeah, I got locked in the bathroom after a shower when my daughter was like 3 and I was the only adult home. Like the door wouldn't open. I'm like, here it goes. I'm going to be naked and I have to call and I'm going to have to jump out the window. This is going to be awesome. Luckily, I'm like, I'm going to get this door open. My friends are not coming here. They're not going to do it. Luckily, where there's a will, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
Then I took my neighbor's door that was the perfect door for mine, and I replaced it before, anybody knew. Luckily, they put that out at the garbage that day.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I liked the Movember.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you grow hair?
I wanted to grow an amazing beard and mustache, but I refuse
Okay.
to do it. So
Just checking.
the beard I will, not the mustache. Never. That's never happening.
Well, I mean, if you do the beard, it's got to all come at once anyway.
No, I can't grow a beard because of the
Oh.
firefighting side. So yeah,
Oh.
we're not allowed. Yeah.
It was like that at the police department for a long time where Ken was. And then as soon as he was able, I guess a couple of years ago, well, I guess it's actually been more than a couple of years ago now, about 5-6 years ago, I guess they started allowing it, and then he grew it, and then all the other guys, I'm like, yeah, it's acceptable. See, they just don't want your face to burn up, do they?
So how
Well,
does
The mask.
Yes, the mask. It's the
Yeah.
positive seal. It's supposedly
I get that.
many of us disagree with that, but yeah.
that's a hot topic.
Yeah.
So how does your family, I guess, deal with, so you've had your own struggles with mental health. How has your family supported you, or how have they dealt with your issues, or with you doing these videos? Like, does it take you away from your family? You know what I mean? Like, how are they involved in all of this?
Everyone's been amazing. My wife, we're going to her graduation tomorrow, her high school graduation. I'm kidding. Her bachelor.
She's 18. It's okay.
No, my wife's 33. So.
Just kidding.
So many questions.
No,
kidding.
my wife just finished her bachelor's degree in human services, and she'll be going into her master's here soon. So she's been incredible with all of this stuff. She works in the treatment industry, mental health and substance use. So we actually have an amazing relationship, very open. If we're having a bad day, we're having a bad day. We can talk about stuff. And listen, the fact is that if you're lucky enough to struggle with mental health or substance use and get through it and learn lessons and then continue that path, then you're very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Some people either just don't have the capacity to do that due to like the actual chemical issues, stuff like that. Then it's hard, man. But my wife, my family has been incredible. My daughter is super cute because whenever she has like a meltdown, I'm like, it's okay, man. Just get through it. Feel your feelings. Like we'll get through this. And we're remodeling, literally finishing our remodel today. And something happened. Like I was putting a light up, a cell broke into a billion pieces, and the door didn't go in right. It was just this huge issue, and I was like, just one of those moments where I was like, just trying to keep it all together. And my daughter was like, "It's okay, Dad. You can feel your feelings." I'm like, "That's thank you."
Love that.
How old is she?
She's 6.
6.
It was perfect. It was very good. So
That's good. Wait till she's 17.
everyone says that, and I know it's gonna be lovely.
I have one you can borrow.
I'm good. I'll go through it with her.
Give her back after she's 18.
Yeah, sure. It's 25.
Yeah.
She's realized how much she needs her mom. That.
Yeah. I don't know about that. No,
I think that's about what I learned I need my parents was in my mid-20s. So I was like, okay, now I get it.
I get it now.
When your brain is fully formed.
Yes.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't know that my brain will ever be fully formed. I'm okay with that. I don't want to filter.
Do you do, because I know that you had met our President Karen Solomon at one of the speaking engagements she was at. Do you do a lot of speaking across your area?
I did. I still do if I can. My scheduling changed with my daughter, so it made it a little more difficult to travel and speak. But whenever I can, I do, and I love it. I believe I have a different approach to the subject of mental health and talking about your feelings. It's literally called How to Hug 101. It's just a very basic thought process about expressing human emotions and being vulnerable and the normal things that everyone goes through on a daily basis, and just kind of like, hey man, it's okay. It's just as normal to cry as it is to be angry, as it is to be happy. It's just normal stuff. And I think if you just let things process, man, it's just so much easier. It's like keeping it a secret, right? And keeping a secret, and after a while, that secret eats away at you.
Yeah.
And like it's more and more stress. How are they going to find out? How it's going to, how am I going to do this? So on and so forth. But it's the same thing with emotions, man. If you're just trying to hold that stuff back, it's going to eat away at you eventually. If you just let it come out, process it, and move on, it just makes life so much easier.
Does your department have a peer support team that you're a part of, or?
We've been attempting to form it. We've all taken some peer support classes. It's just very difficult to do that right. And that's I think that's the key, is we want to do it right, and it takes time to do it right. But we have local departments that have a peer support program, peer support teams. They do a great job. CISM teams. So we utilize them whenever we have an issue.
Okay. Did you just like come out the gate when you became a firefighter with these thoughts and feelings around mental health, or is this something that I'm assuming that evolved for you?
I think it evolved over time. It was it's kind of what happens is if right time, right people, right support teams, just to understand. For me, it was an ultimatum. I either figured out how to process what was going on in my head, go to a therapist and work on it, or I was going to kill myself. It was like there really wasn't another option. So, and I think that's what a lot of guys and girls, they get to that, and you find out which one they're able to go to. But the key in all of this, man, is just understanding that just because you get help and you feel better does not mean it's going to be. It's just like, yeah, today's a bad day. All right, man, let's work on it and kind of keep moving forward. And I think that's the key to all of this, is just say, some days are going to be great, some days are going to be crappy, some days are going to be super, and other days not.
So did the department support you when you came back?
Oh yeah, no. I didn't actually have to go to treatment. I was or go to go away at all. I was thankfully able to kind of grasp things and put them together, and then go from there. But my department has been like ultra progressive about all of this, super supportive. We've had multiple guys go away for substance use and mental health, and they have, I mean, it's literally, hey chief, we got this going on. All right, man, whatever you need, just get it done. That's it. So.
Was your were you married at the time when you went? Okay. That's why I was wondering if you met your wife after that, or okay. I was divorced. I was recently divorced when I went through that issue, which obviously all of that coming together was really big. And then I just, my wife and I, man, we met in the best way. Neither of us were looking for anything. We didn't it was just, hey, I'm a whole human, you're a whole human. We want to come together and complement each other. Let's do this. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was like perfect, and it worked out very well.
That's good. That's how you find them when you're not looking.
Yeah, and I we both actually Will Smith, before he lost his mind and started punching people. Slapping people. Yeah, he said something that I thought was like truly transcendent in the thought of meeting other humans. Said, you should never be 50-50 coming together. You should be 100% of a person before you meet another person.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're broken and you're looking for, and sometimes it's good to just meet another person that kind of helps you fill those little gaps that you need. And he does that in multiple ways. Let's not get it twisted that I'm like this amazing person, because I'm not. I have many holes in my self and personality that may help every once in a while. But it was just very cool. I met her, and she, we were both like, hey, we don't need anyone, but you're cool. The other things that we do together, at night, are fun, and, or during the day, depending if we're being spontaneous. But
that happens after you're married.
Yeah, I know. But it's been a very, very cool adventure.
Good. Does she participate in any of your videos?
Yes, she's actually in most of my videos whenever I need someone to stand in. We did have a period where we had to kind of have a talk, because I'm I don't know the word. I'm really passionate when I'm filming, and I just I talk. It's not to other people, it's to me. Like, I watch myself do something, I'm like, God, Jason, seriously? Or my favorite is, I hate hearing people eat.
Yes.
And
Oh
what,
my God. Thank you.
yeah, when I chew gum, I do that. So when I'm recording myself and I'm watching it back, and it's I'm like, just like, screaming at that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's so bad. But I'll be like, hey, babe, can you do this? And she'll do it to the best of her ability. And it's great 99% of the time. But if she doesn't do it exactly right, I'm like, listen, no, I need you to do it like this. So we had to have a talk one day. She's like, listen, if I'm going to help you, then you got to be nice the whole time. I'm like, all right. So, yeah, she's great. She's perfect. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that eating thing. Oh, sweet Jesus, the things.
Mm.
I could go to jail for that. If I hear people on days, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, especially if you're mic'd up, I learned that that
Hear
thing picks up everything. Guy told me one time, I can hear your stomach growling. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I don't know how I can fix that. I don't
Have
know
you
what
eaten
to do.
today? Yeah, I
No.
have. Are you
Yeah.
sure?
And
Still,
I'm
your
the worst.
stomach
I'm telling you,
says.
if I'm chewing gum, I just don't. I'm in la la land and I'm smacking
Yeah.
hard. It's bad.
Good gum.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
That gum has some stuff to say.
Yeah.
That's funny. What the takeaways for the people that watch your videos? What, obviously, other than laughter, is there another specific thing that you hope that people gravitate to?
I think it's just don't take yourself so seriously. I mean, life is short. It's fun. It's exciting. It's tragic. It's everything that you're supposed to experience. If your life is linear in its process from birth to death, then you probably didn't. You probably did live a very good life. I mean, that's what I know everyone in the world will tell you that's experienced anything. So watch the videos, enjoy them, don't take them so seriously. I'm most of the time when I'm making fun of an individual in a video, it's me. I'm making fun of me in some way, shape, or form, especially like the different paramedics, the different drivers, or whatever it is. But laugh as much as possible, cry as much as possible, just run through life, man. Actually, I had a trainer that when I was working out and trying to be like super lean, I was like, man, I can't eat. I want a cookie, and he's like, dude, eat a freaking cookie. Like, just have a cookie. It's okay. Like, just don't eat 90 cookies. Have one cookie, and just enjoy it. Like, sit back and relax.
Yeah.
But I think it's the advantage of life as it goes. Is when you're in the shit, you're in it, take in it, process it, and then when you get out of it, you'll be able to look down at that pit and go, that was bad, man. So I'm happy I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, do you do these while you're at work?
Wait, what? Do the videos?
Yeah.
I try to do everything when I'm off duty.
Off
so,
duty.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could see them doing this. It's a slow day. Let's get one of these in.
And I try to do, especially anything that involves a lot of editing or whatever. I try to do it off duty. So
Yeah, the editing stuff is hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's better than what it was.
Oh yeah. No, it is.
Yeah,
Definitely.
there could be some bloopers for as I was learning and doing this.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
If my
Do
kids
you
ever
get
heard.
are the people that are in the videos with you, are they obviously part of your department, or are they just friends playing firefighters on TV?
Anyone that's, for the most part, anyone that's in my video is either active duty or retired or in the process. I don't use the guys at work very much anymore. It just became too hard. Everyone has lives. So if they are from my job, or if I do have them in the videos, then I'm paying them for their time, or at least trying to compensate them with free coffee, because who doesn't love that? So
Yes.
Or a little liquor, that's okay too.
yeah.
What one is your favorite one? What was your favorite one to do? Yeah.
I love the green screening. Those were my favorite at the time. It is constantly changing, which is what I'm very thankful about. So like green screens, I loved green screening myself into those shows, because they're just horrific. I don't know who is on
Yeah,
those
I
things,
can't
but
watch Chicago Fire the same way after you did that one. I'm like, oh my God, all I see is him in there now.
Yeah. I get it. It's got to be entertaining. So I give them that. They got to
Right.
do it. But God, some of them. Just like some of the verbiage is, we can't put this fire out. It's the electric fire. Oh, This is exactly what you do. What are you doing? Because it's a lithium ion fire. It could explode. But I like those. I like the call red run or things I've experienced because it's just so. God, it just being on these calls sometimes you're just staring at people and you're like, all right, we're gonna get you to the hospital. And the worst part is anytime I'm making fun of someone who's called 911 for something, I could see myself calling 911 for that same exact reason if I hadn't been in this field. So like it's definitely none of it's in malice. It's like I get it. So,
Yeah. Well, and that's it. That's what I was saying before. Like, I'm very aware now of why you would call 911. Like, I'm not going to call 911 just for anything. Like, literally, my house has to be on fire for me to call 911.
Yeah.
With that experience, like people who don't call 911, and I show up, I'm like, dude, you shouldn't call 911, man. Like, just call us. Dude, I teach CPR and I tell people, just call. We'll show up. If you don't need to go, we're not going to force you. Just let us show up and talk to you, man. Like, it's not a big deal. Just call.
The one time I did call, the one time for a gas leak, they had me call 911 and they're walking around and I was air drying my kids' paintings that we had just done. And they were like, two, just on top of the stove. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, does it matter? There's a gas leak. It's not going to matter if it's the paper. For God's sake, it's going to explode the whole house. You would not know this was there.
It's funny.
Yeah. Don't tell me it's a fire hazard. I know. I'm kidding. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't put paper there since because it's like I hear them every time I go to do that. They're like, what are you doing? Get that off there.
Yeah. What's funny is that, yes, even it doesn't have to directly contact flames. It's just once it reaches its combustion temperature.
Yeah.
I
know.
I think I learned that in one of your videos, actually.
Yeah.
But that was the place the kids
there.
wouldn't touch it. That's the do not touch area. It's like the no spot.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah. I mean, good news is if there is a gas leak and it does reach spontaneous combustion or pyrolysis temperature, then you won't have to worry about the gas leak any longer.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
I said, you wouldn't even know it happened that way.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, it was the new fire extinguisher for the electric vehicles. Yeah.
That was my favorite, just the response. What I love about some negative comments or people that believe they are smarter than everyone else in the world, they're great because they get on there and like run their mouths and then other people argue with them. And then, just algorithmically, it's just incredible. It just blasts things into the stratosphere. So, but I was just absolutely shocked at how many like high level chemists are in the world and to completely understand thermal runaway and, the way like, cascading chemical or cellular failures happen. Like I was just so impressed, man. Like apparently there's a billion of them. So yeah.
The public school system is doing their job, apparently.
It's just amazing. I just spray water a lithium ion fire, idiot. It explodes. It's not a lithium ion fire. Oh. Well, screw you. Okay, screw me. All right, whatever.
All right. Yeah.
That's a whole show in itself. That's what you need to do now. Next is have that show. Mm-hmm. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have some more. You'd have some more material. Well, we are so excited that you came on with us today. We are. God, we could actually go on all day. Unfortunately, I know we can't do that. That would be an editing nightmare.
And I have to get upstairs and get my stuff out before they paint my stair or stay my stairs so I can actually leave my house.
Yeah. You'd be stuck down there. Good luck with renovating, finalizing the renovation.
Thank you.
And thank you for all that you do for us. Without humor, we wouldn't get through life and through that tragedy that regardless on which side of the badge you're on, it happens. And we got to stay strong and process and have conversations, even if it's a little laughter, a little belly laugh every once in a while. daily, I think
Yeah.
is good for you.
Absolutely.
And laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at
Exactly.
yourself, you can't laugh at somebody else.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I do
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Take care.
All right. Bye.